Greetings, I am ADAMA, spiritual high priest from the great Lemurian dimensions, in existence in your time. I, ADAMA, would like to bring the greatest greetings from my brothers and sisters. We do live in Telos, a very great city. Also, please understand that there are many other spiritual cities. Telos is like the headquarters, and I, ADAMA, work very hard with many other people in Lemuria to bring you into greater love. We are celebrating this time very, very much because people are connecting now into their Lemurian codes. As you know, during the next activation coming, I, ADAMA, will come through with teachings and healings as it has been slotted to me to bring you into your Lemurian light bodies more, and Caeayaron will give you activations to bring you more into your Lemurian selves. If you knew how excited we are, you would clap so loudly. I want to say to you, well done for making it to this time. We have been praying for you for a long, long time to awaken. Our prayers have been answered, and so have yours for those who truly want to return. In Lemuria, when we lived together, you and us, when times were good, we lived in peace and love collectively. We knew no disharmony between each other. At times small things came up, but it was always solved in the highest love. There was nothing big. We always worked together. And whenever the people needed something, it was brought to a high priest like myself, and then I would bring it to the greater high priests and high priestess, which were the light Lemurians, light grid programmers, and they would talk it over with Caeayaron, and then they would bring through those transmissions for the people in Lemuria. This is how we lived. We lived with unity in our hearts. As is in the higher dimensions of Lemuria today, it was also so in ancient Lemuria. There was no this person is greater than that person, or that person is lower than another. We were all one together. And I, ADAMA, worked with the people. I worked with the children and the women and the men and the animals, and so did many other Lemurians, light Lemurians, who were so beautifully active in the highest temples. I, ADAMA, always stayed faithful in the service of divine. When greater whispers came of the greatest fall coming, I went to the greatest people, and here I wish to state greatest was in the light Lemurian temples, There was no higher or lower, but I held them in great respect for the work that they did. And I began to talk about the possibility of something coming into the land that may disturb the peace very, very much. It was their duty to pass it on to the Lemurians, to the villagers, to the people that lived outside in the areas of the temples, for there were so many people on the outside borders. Making sure that everyone was warned. We want you to know that because we cared for every Lemurian. We made sure that we held the memories within us of ancient Lemuria, how beautiful it was. We wanted to program it deep within our memories because we knew that they were so precious. We sang together very, very loudly. We sang Lemurian songs. Once there was a land in the Golden Age, a land called Lemuria, where all people lived in the peace and the love, where all people worked together with divine. We held our hopes together to align upwards to our greater selves. For divine promised so much that once we achieved that, our glory would be so great, we would return to the greater star spaces and evolve beyond that. We would enter a whole new creation cycle. Amen. 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 We knew the importance of our task. I, ADAMA, wish to state that. I took my task very seriously, as I was one of the builders for the light grid programmers, and also a holder of the greatest light flows. And I knew how important it was to bring the people more into the love. After the whispers came, we taught the people more about love and how important it is to stay in the love. We made sure that everything was recorded, what different people thought, how they worked, their different tasks. We also knew their life codes, as that was also revealed to us. I, ADAMA, worked with a very high angel, and that angel spoke to me with a beautiful light language, who allowed me to understand what codes people were working on in each moment. And that being was Caeayaron himself. I was also a channel of Caeayaron, though never a light grid programmer, because that could only be given to the three. When I was a channel of Caeayaron, and I still am, the teachings were so beautiful. You should have heard it. You should have heard all channels who were in the greatest love flows. It would bring tears to your eyes. The energy was so high. When you come to the activations, you'll feel that same energy. And that energy will keep growing. Now, the energy that we had in ancient Lemuria, when the three of them worked together, you would not be able to understand it. We could work with it because we were strong enough. You could not even begin to hold it today. But you're working towards that again. And it is my honor and my greatest sacred privilege to work with the activated once again, to help you remember Lemuria and help you remember your sacred light codes. And for those who become activated, and yes, also who already are, but they will also receive that activation even if they're not there this time, and for all in the future too, they will also receive those activations. We will work with the people here on your earth plane. We can do that as you become connected into the healing grid once you have those activations. In the healing grid, it's much easier to work with you as your vibration becomes more pure. And we can also help you become more pure. We cannot wait until we really work with you. We've been longing for the day when you and us come together as one again. The flames are so ablaze for the greatest awakening to take place. Please do not fear truth, but rejoice in it, for it is not to be feared. Living in denial and ignorance creates fear, but understanding truth gives you freedom. It gives you the most beautiful freedom. So please, desire the awakening. Desire truth within you. And know that truth always exists within you. As it exists within us, it exists within you too. We have held truth sacred in our hearts. We have promised ourselves with a vow never to forget all the plays in the universe. We wrote things down as people in ancient Lemuria. Our memories were so sharp. But as you fell, our memories, even though they're very sharp, somehow also seem to fade out what was. Not much, but bits and pieces, almost like it is out of our reach. So we have written it down extensively and created stories from it too. Our children know all the stories. Please also know that our Pleiadian brothers and sisters regularly come to visit us, and we love them so much. Many ascended masters are also working with us on our dimensions, and they love you so much too. we want you to return home. We're calling you now. And I long to see you again and give you a hug. And you'll remember me. You'll say, I remember you, ADAMA. Thank you for never falling. And I'll say to you, I remember you, dear friend. Thank you for returning. And I will say, Namaste. Greetings. I am ADAMA, High Spiritual Priest in the High Spiritual Dimensions of Lemuria. Greetings.